everyone, it's just James here, and we're doing yet another doll video, but this time it's a little bit different, okay? Because, well, I actually made this doll. You may be wondering, who's this lovely lady that's sitting next to me? Well, take a look at her. This is a doll I actually molded myself. I handcrafted her all by myself. If you were paying attention to my live streams a little earlier in the week, I actually painted this face on live. You can still watch that back in posterity. It was a fun time. We hung out with the Wiglets, and we just talked about whatever and painted a doll. Now, this is a hobby I had a long time ago, especially back in high school. I really dabbled a lot in doll making. It's just something that I wanted to get back into. I wanted to explore those old things I used to do that brought me joy and calmed me down, brought me peace. It was just nice to make art that was just for me. And I wanted to get back to that. I wanted to revisit that a little bit because I feel like it's so go that I don't really take time for myself to just do something that's relaxing and for myself. And sometimes art doesn't have to be for sale. You can just make something because you want to make something beautiful. And if you want to share it with the world, that's completely up to you. Which is the wonderful thing about art. Art is completely up for your interpretation. And sometimes it could just be for your eyes only. I digress. I'm very proud of this creation. Look at her sitting by herself. She was a bit of a learning curve. I had to reteach myself a little bit as far as how to do things. I made her with a process of paper mache. Now, I've made puppets on my James Mansfield YouTube channel with this method before. It's tried and true. It's my favorite. I get the best results from it, or at least the results that I'm the most pleased with. It's probably my favorite medium, even though it's a bit of a process. Now, I molded the face, and I molded the hands, and I molded the feet. And the reason I did this as well, I wanted to pay homage to a couple of things. I've always loved soft body dolls with hard features. Like Pee Wee Herman, the Ernest doll, they all have a hard face and hard feet and hands and a really soft body. And I wanted to pay homage to that and do my own variant on that. Also, when will Elvira get a doll like that? I feel it's a crime that Elvira never got a Pee Wee Herman type of doll, just one to match that universe of dolls. Make it happen. Somebody, Elvira, if you're listening, make this happen for me. So I made this gorgeous gal, and I didn't quite know what she was going to be. I just knew I wanted to make a tribute to Gold Lily and Barbie and all these amazing fashion dolls that come before. A little bit of Miss Revlon, a big tall doll that I could just have displayed on the couch because I want to start displaying my own creations on this couch. I have the Barbie plush and I have Jigglypuff and all this stuff, but I want to start filling it up with my own creations. That's gonna be my new mission for 2025 is make more dolls and make more of my art that's featured in the channel. As you can tell, I've already started with the Barbie dolls in the background. I have my Misties here. They're slowly overtaking the shelf. Very proud of those. But yeah, let's talk about our girl, shall we? Now, I don't know what her name is. I should have a contest with you guys to decide what her name is going to be. I went through a couple of different ideas of what I wanted to do. I originally was going to have her be a saloon girl, either a chanteuse or a lady of the night. I also explored with having her be a 1950s bad girl. And it wasn't until I started making the body and I painted the face and realized this paint is very jarring and tan. You can't really tell on camera, but in person, it's very orange. So when I pulled the body out, I tried dyeing it and everything, and it just did not take dye. So I ended up making a full body catsuit to cover it all up. And I feel it's a good job. You hardly even notice. You could see a little bit of the skin peeking through. It's so little that it's not really noticeable. Also, drying this fabric has been a pain in the ass. It's still a little wet to this day. I'm gonna wait till it heats up a little bit and throw her outside and let her heat up a little bit and dry fully internally. But she doesn't stink or anything, so that's a good thing. Learning curves when it comes to making dolls. Oh, as far as the hair goes, I forgot to record how I put the hair on, but it was actually super simple. It's literally just tracks from wig, wig tracks, and I literally just glued them on in strips. And it's a ponytail, so it's Barbie style. So the ponytail is bald in the center. I just did the edges. I went along the edge of her scalp and put another track behind that so that when I pulled it back, you didn't see through the scalp. Just enough to when I snatch it up into a ponytail, you can't see scalp peeking through. Yeah, and the curl was already in the hair. This is a bundle that had a curl in it already, so it really worked out. And her earrings are just glued on. It's just rhinestones put on top of felt. Really, I was very happy with how everything came out. She's very crafty, but I feel I want to start challenging myself. I want to start, instead of paper mache, I want to start making molds. I want to learn how to make a mold, and possibly if I get very good at it, maybe I'll make them and sell them, but probably not. It's going to mostly be a project for myself, just something for me to enjoy. But yeah, I want to explore more of making molds and using different materials maybe resin or some kind of plastic instead of paper mache, something more durable, something more fun to paint. We shall see, okay? If any of you guys have any suggestions, please let me know down below. Now, as far as using paper mache goes, I have to say, it was a bit of a learning curve. I had to reteach myself, and I went through a couple of trials and tribulations with this. Thankfully, the hairstyle I chose covered up a lot of the errors I made. Now, when it came to like cutting the head apart, because you have to cut the head off of the clay, putting it back together was a bit of a difficult process, okay? So like when I put it back together, it molded and cured weirdly. Like it warped. So you can't really tell because the hair covers it, but the skull warped in. So I was like mortified, like, fuck. I thought I was doing so well. And also, when it comes to paper mache, you kind of lose detail. Like with all the fingers I molded on the gloves vanished. And thankfully, the heels still look pretty good. But again, I feel like if I used a mold, it probably would have come out a lot better and cast it a lot better. But you live and you learn, you know? We're all just trying here. I'm going to see what happens the next time I do this. You get a little better the more you do it. Yeah, this is our lovely girl. I'm really happy with how she turned out. I think her paint job is super, super cute. She's very vintage Barbie inspired. The references, in case you're wondering, are vintage Barbie, Build Lily, a little bit of Miss Revlon, and a little bit of Mrs. Beasley. Like a little bit of that. Like I wanted to have like a fun, like soft doll, but James Mansfield vibe. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my first time actually like taking you guys through like my art making process. I don't think I've ever really made art on this channel for you guys that wasn't just for like mass consumption. This is just something I want to do for myself that's relaxing for me to do. And I'm curious what your guys' projects are. Like what are some art projects you work on? What are your crafts? What are your hobbies? I'm dying to know. Please, let's share below and let's geek out together over art. All right, now I gotta go. Remember, dolls are fun and dolls are for everyone, okay? Take care of yourselves and bye!
Well, it's over now. Click my next YouTube video. Like, comment, and subscribe.